And from Georgia, Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, as I sit here and I listen, I think back to the hearings that I've been involved with over the past, during the 118th Congress. Being in the private sector my entire life, this being my first venture into public service. I think what comes to mind as you talk, Mr. Johnson, is the EPA, people don't trust them. There's a lack of trust because of a lot of what you sit there and espouse, especially sitting next to a guy that it's his deal. It is the Crow Nation. It is not you. But you find that you need to interject into it to espouse the environmentalist problems or whatever you see. What I see from a private sector person and what I see from the motoring public out there is an EPA that drags their feet, that has every environmentalist out there sue crazy to try and stop every project just because they don't want to see something go forward. In this case, a mining operation is probably very much needed, and these people could use the money, and they're the ones that are affected by it, both economically, financially, everything. But yet here you come along to poke your nose into it because you know more than the rest of us, probably the rest of us in this room. And then I look down the line there, and you got Ms. Lombard there, great work, because what I see from the hearings I've been involved with is, sure, we've got a problem out there. What are we down to? 3 smelters in this country? And 80% of the minerals that we produce in this country, what do we do with it? We ship it to China so that they can process it in those great green factories they got over there, probably the ones you like. And then they ship it back to us at an extra expense. When we could be doing that here ourselves, and the American people could be making that money. By God, that's what we call America First, and that's what we showed the world November the 5th. It's time to get back to America First. Ms. Lombard, I loved what you have here. 100% of the 15 of the most 50 critically listed individual minerals are coming out of China. Not even produced here. Because we got a guy where it says, if we have a burning problem, somebody's gonna be in trouble. My dad always said, if a frog had wings, it wouldn't bump his butt. Dr. Williams, in recent weeks, we've seen the Chinese government introduce export controls on dual-use critical minerals. Even as the U.S. consumes these minerals at an increasing rate, aside from the bills being discussed today, what measures need to be implemented to assure America remains competitive with China in developing our critical minerals?
Well, thank you for the question. I do have to preface my answer with the fact that we are a scientific agency. We don't, we support policy decisions, but we don't recommend policy ourselves. However, there are a variety of things, many choices that the United States and its friendly partners can do with respect to critical minerals. There are, of course, the options of producing more, mining more, whether with a close trading partner or within the United States. There are technologies that are being investigated and developed to substitute for the critical minerals in certain applications, or to find, reduce the amount that are qualified or required, and of course looking at options for increasing the reprocessing or recycling. There's a wide range of options out there, and we work with other federal agencies, of course, state geological surveys and partners to better understand what's involved.
We've seen stacks of recycled material. They don't know how to recycle this stuff. They don't even have a process. So, but I appreciate it. Yeah. I hate to sound negative, but I want to switch gears with Mr. Travis just because I don't have 45 seconds. Can you discuss the negative effects on public trust when decisions are not made on the merits, but instead determined by default due to procedural failures?
Yeah, I mean, I'm an American taxpayer, and when I look at it, you look at a government agency that just does whatever they want. You have no way out. You have to sit there for 3 years. You finally get to district court, and they've set the playing field. You don't even get to present your own facts. So I think any process like that, everybody should get to go to court and have a fair shake.
Much better said than what I said. Thank you. With that, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to yield back.